What have you been up to?
Well, I had some other friends ask me kind of the same question. Like, you should come up with a pretty cool story. Like, you went to Thailand to train and you got arrested and had to be a sex slave for a while. But I was like, that may not go over well and kind of be weird. So unfortunately, probably about 4 to 5 weeks before my last UFC fight, my father passed away. So it kind of put things in a little bit of turmoil. I still fought. He taught me to be a man of my word, and I was physically able. Just went to California and trained, got prepared, went and throw down and lost the fight. Shortly after that, I was cut because that was my third consecutive loss in a row. But then what I didn't expect to happen was that the effect it had on my mom. So it took me about a year to get my mom kind of situated with not having my dad around, and just she was good with finances, but just like stuff around the house and stuff like that. So I spent about a year just helping her out and doing whatever she needed. And yeah, and after about a year had passed, then I moved back to St. Louis where I was living before, and got a teaching job. So I'm a certified high school biology teacher, but I'm also certified middle school science as well, and I teach at a local middle school. And so that was my full-time gig, and been wanting to fight, been trying to fight, just nothing has really kind of worked its way. I haven't had that opportunity present itself. We did get an opportunity to fight for RFA a couple years ago, a little over a year ago. And unfortunately, I caught pneumonia about 4 or 5 days before weigh-ins, so I was forced to have to back out of that one. Trying to fight on pneumonia would have really, really stunk, and it probably would have got about 30 seconds out of me. But since then, it's just life just hasn't really kind of given me what I could work with. And then when this opportunity presented itself, I was like, heck yeah, it's time to get back in the cage. I did have a kickboxing fight last January, a year ago, but that's the only competitive fighting that I've done.
Was it just killing you to not be able to be in there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always training. I'm always at the gym. That's one of my passions. I love getting better. I love working on my skill sets and just becoming a better fighter all around. And always chasing after the coveted black belt in jiu-jitsu. So I'm in the gym. It's not like I'm just sitting on the couch doing nothing, letting life pass me by. Just want the opportunity, waiting for the opportunity, and finally it came across. I mean, you can't do your best to make things happen. I talked to a couple managers. I'm still signed with my management company, but I was talking to a couple buddies and their managers and asking, hey, what's the deal here? Maybe why am I not getting signed? And they said the issue is if you've been inactive for too long, and a lot of promoters know that and they don't want to take a risk on you. So I was like, all right, well, that's kind of a vicious circle. I can't get active unless I fight. I can't fight because I'm inactive. It's just a vicious circle. And I finally got an opportunity with Bellator, and I'm super excited, especially being in my hometown and just getting to fight in the family arena again. I fought there numerous times, and yeah, life has come full circle.
Did you track them down, or did they come after you? And because you know how they do on these on the shows, they'll come after local guys.
Yeah, they kind of came after me. I had heard a little bit of some side chatter from a couple other promoters and stuff, like, hey man, that'd be really cool to get you in the family arena fighting for Bellator. I was like, heck yeah, I hope that opportunity presents itself. I'd really like to fight for them and to get back in the cage and yeah, get back at it. You know, I still got a little bit of years left on this old rusty body, but yeah, the opportunity presented itself. My manager hit me up, was like, hey, they have a slot for you. Are you willing to jump up a weight class? Because I usually fight at flyweight. I said, yeah, that's fine by me, 25, 35. Heck, I'll fight at 55 if that's what they want. Just want to get back in the cage. Really, really eager to get back in, put the gloves on, and throw some leather.
Do you look at it at this point as more of a long-term thing, or because you've been going for 3 years, do you look at it as a case-by-case basis? Let's see how this one goes, and then we'll go from there. Or are you looking big time and saying, you know what, man, I'm back. I want to be back. Win this fight, and let's start going after it again.
I would love to be back, but I mean, like, the outcome of this and all of the stones falling in a row to where it works out that way, that's yet to be determined. All I can do is I can just prepare myself for each opportunity that presents itself in front of me at that time, get ready for it, throw down, and move on to the next. I can't be like, hey, I want 10 fights, because, I mean, no promoter's going to give me a 10-fight contract, and then is my body going to hold up for that long? I don't know. I'm just going to take it one fight at a time. Hopefully things go my way this Friday, and I can get a bigger contract. If not, you know, I appreciate the opportunity, but I would love to fight multiple times for Bellator. I'd love to travel around the world and fight for them on bigger cards. But I am a certified teacher, like I said. That is my career. That is what I love to do. I love to coach. I love to teach. So this is my break away from life. I get to fight. I have the choice to fight. I don't have to fight to pay my bills. My bills are paid, which is an amazing feeling. I'm very freed in that aspect. But yeah, the bonus of getting to fight and getting paid to do that and travel around, those are all the perks of this amazing sport.
What do the kids think about this? The kids in school, obviously, well, you got a bunch that undoubtedly know that you were a fighter, but now they get to have a teacher who, my teacher is a fighter.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't want that to kind of be the conversation between me and the kids, because it's about them and their education and trying to help them grow. But trying to build a relationship with some of the, the harder head kids, it's good to bring up in conversation. I usually keep it to myself, but one of my other coworkers, he's one of my former college teammates and a former roommate, and he tells the kids. So then all of a sudden they start Googling me, and then pictures start popping up. Then I start getting questions, and they know about it. I think it's pretty cool. Some kids test me every once in a while, but it just comes with the I guess the stigma as it is. Oh, he's a fighter. It's like, how can you be a fighter and a teacher? That's questions come up a couple of times. It's like, I fight because I enjoy it. I enjoy the competition. I enjoy training myself and getting prepared for competition. But I don't fight because I'm angry or anything like that. So I use it as a good tool to educate kids as well.
And you're not the first to do that either. I mean, there's been a lot of fighters who have been teachers, and they use that for extremely positive, building kids up.
Yeah, Rich Franklin was a great example. Absolutely. I mean, he was a middle school math teacher. I mean, I think that's kind of, I was like, man, I think I can do that. I can still fight and teach. I think he went full-time fighting, just kind of went that avenue, but I'm going to try and do both. Let's see if I can still teach. And I've got an amazing administration. Everybody at my building are just super supportive when it comes to fighting. They're just like, hey, if that's a passion that you want. They know that I don't bring that violence to the room, to the building, and they love that aspect of it. But yeah, they're going to be there supporting me, which is super cool as well. It makes things a lot easier when you got a supportive, when your principals are very supportive of what you do.
Sure. Talk a little bit about your opponent, what you know about him, what he brings to the table.
Dominic Masada is a very well-rounded, tough fighter. I mean, he's only got a couple losses on his record, but those are the big-name fighters. I know he's going to bring the fight to me, which I'm extremely excited about. My last couple fights, I felt like I was on a bicycle having to chase my opponent around the ring, and I know that's not going to be the case with Dominic. I know he's going to be very strategic and very cautious when he comes in to fight, or he could come at me 100 miles an hour. I don't know, but I know that he's going to bring the fight to me, and that really excites me because then it's going to be a fight, 15 minutes to prove myself or to find my opportunity or find my opening, but it's 15 minutes that I'm gladly waiting for.
Is he at a little bit of a disadvantage because if he wants to go back and find some fights of yours, he's got to go back 3 years, and he maybe doesn't know how much you've grown in the 3 years that you've been off.
Yeah, see, I mean, the little hiatus, the 3-year hiatus away from fighting. I did watch an interview with him, and his brother-in-law was my UFC debut, so he feels he has a little bit of insight there, which, I mean, if he thinks that I'm that same fighter, he's going to be sorely mistaken. I mean, he might get a couple little inside tips, but I don't think I'd do anything that I did when I fought Ryan Benoit. But hey, I mean, he's going to be able to find some videos, but it's not going to be the same me. It's going to be a new, improved version. I've worked on my skill set. I've worked on my angles, my timing, my conditioning. I've worked on every part of it, and I'm totally prepared to get in there and throw down for 15 minutes.
It's the ideal way that you want this thing to go down on Friday.
I mean, get out of the cage as quick as possible. I mean, I'd love to walk in, knock him out, and walk out, but I mean, I can't predict that. I would love for that to happen, but that's what I'm going to be working for, is a submission, for a knockout, whatever. But I'm also prepared for a 15-minute war. 15 minutes of hell is what he's going to get from me. So,
congrats on coming back, man. It's a very cool story.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.